Nice.
The name of the stream is going to be a little messed up, but welcome everybody. We are just doing some live market analysis right now. We're looking at SPY, we're looking at Piton. Ben, what else are we looking at?
I'm looking at Moderna. I'm looking, same thing, I'm looking on Piton, just broke. I don't think, let's see. I'm mostly looking for confirmation of just overall bearish market sentiment because, we said this a few minutes ago, but although a lot of things are flipping short-term bearish, they're also falling towards prices where the volume shelves are pretty hefty. So there were lots of buyers that came out, earlier this week on a lot of these stocks in specific. So Piton, Moderna, there was lots of volume, generally speaking. And so, lots of buyers entered at the market at where these prices were. Now that we're coming back down to these prices, I would like to see if those buyers are still there to prop it up.
We shall
Otherwise,
see.
let's short Piton.
Piton on my end is just bouncing off of support right here.
Yep. It did have a very aggressive, impulsive break to the downside. Fundamentally, what is this company, going to be doing in times of uncertainty and all this FUD that we've been seeing, right? I mean, see it definitely going down further, and there isn't very much support holding us up, so we'll have to see. But definitely the play opportunity to play was, a few minutes ago when we did break that significant support of around $32 flat. That was the opportunity right there. And if anybody, out there in the world took it, congratulations.
SPY on my end is in a 5-wave impulse move to the downside, and I think we're moving for wave 5 right now.
Yep, it sure looks like it. As we said, right? Since we opened up today, things look rather bearish. I know we got that nice open the other day on February 18th, and we actually saw a high. What did we see SPY go up to? 446.29. We'll have to see if that's some kind of local top. Looking once we get some more price action here, but. We do have, we are in for some volatile price action coming up, right? We have the FOMC minutes coming up. Do you know what time those come out, Logan?
2 p.m.
2 p.m. So we might see a nice reaction from the market when that comes around. But right now, man, there is a lot of chop. I would not. I don't know. Would you characterize this market as having a direction right now? I mean, it's maybe starting to perhaps find one. I know you mentioned that it does seem as though we are in an impulse wave to the downside. But it's been kind of some wonky price action. I mean, I'm sure you would agree.
Definitely wonky. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
We saw, obviously, we were in this consolidation period for the most of the day today. I know you can't see my my chart, but I am streaming it. We then broke above that resistance where you and I actually got out of a trade, and then price came right back down. So there's just a lot of fake outs, and that's I definitely would categorize that into the wonky category.
Yeah, absolutely.
But very annoying to see. So, yeah, SPY is finding a little bit of bullish momentum right here. And then we're also looking at Moderna.
Yeah, Moderna's another very interesting one. Obviously, bad fundamental news the other day. We had their CEO, I forgot his name, he sold around $400 million worth of shares or equity of Moderna, and he also deleted his Twitter account, which I thought was very odd. I think that was just kind of the cherry on top there. Delete your Twitter account, go ghost.
I kind of want to swing Moderna puts. We just broke out of support line, I should say, after retesting the 50 level of that last impulse wave to the downside. Might join Ben. Ben, what expiration do you have, if you don't mind me asking, bro?
I would go, if you don't want to get theta fucked, I would go 145 puts a month out. I think that's pretty valid because we still got March to get through. My opinion is that March is going to be another shaky month, especially there's going to be even more interest rate rah-rah going on. So if you don't want to get banged by theta, possibly March 22nd, I think. Is that trying to look at the popular expirations for this next month. I would look for 145s. The premiums are definitely hefty, but they could be worth your money. It really... I'm looking for more bad news, to be quite honest. I'm looking for more bad news, and I'm just looking for a continuation of this downward trajectory that it's had.
Yeah.
Something's got a ways to go. What is the theta on 145s for like about a month out?
Let's see. And it is worth noting that we do have FOMC, like we said, in less than an hour now. So the question is, do you really want to get into a position that close to FOMC?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
I'm going to be waiting to position into Moderna after.
It's too much.
Yeah. I was going to look into SPY puts, but it's just too close to that news event, really, for me.
My mistake. March 18th.
March 18th.
You could even go 2 weeks out. I just think the issue with swinging anything is the shape spread.
Hey, Clayton, do you, not to be rude or anything, do you mind leaving?
Can I get 2 seconds? I got something important.
We are streaming currently, Clayton.
What's up?
We are
We're
streaming.
live on YouTube, my friend.
Oh, okay, cool, very cool. You guys have a wonderful time. I will address this later.
Thank you.
I guess this can wait, but I gotta chat with you guys, so I'll be back later.
All right. So, let's see. Yeah, no, these are fucking expensive, man. And that's the thing is, swinging is tough. That's why. We just need we need intraday breaks. That's what I've been looking for, and that's really all I've been trading. Intraday breaks. Just because I really don't like swinging right. It's not.
SPY could be setting itself up for a nice move to the upside here.
You don't like swinging, Ben, because the VIX is above 20.
Correct, and that's the rule that I just have to stick to.
Okay, we are at 26 right now on the VIX.
It seems as though SPY could be making an attempt to move to the upside here. I am kind of seeing a possible inverse head and shoulders on the 1 minute, a very small time frame. It's kind of visible on the 3 and 5 minute. Whether or not you want to consider that a inverse head and shoulders, I do think it could represent a reversal pattern, but nonetheless, it does seem as though we are breaking some pretty significant resistance here on smaller time frames. So maybe the next few minutes, next half of the hour, we might see some moves to the upside. We'll have to see.
We will have to see. I'm really interested to see what FOMC says. I do not think there's a stream. I believe that this one is just going to be meeting notes. And
right. It's not going to be as significant as your typical FOMC meeting.
Right. There's a chance that this is already priced in as well.
Yep, 100%.
There's a chance.
Absolutely. You can see Piton's actually rebounding back up right now, back to that resistance level, possibly back up to around $32 flat. But either way, if we do go back up to retest that resistance, that might be a great entry for some more puts to the downside. So, yeah, I mean, Piton does not look good breaking that resistance, not at all. Or sorry, support.
And Ben, for anybody that's not familiar, I don't know who isn't, but anybody who is not, tell us who you are, because you're the only person without a name tag to the stream.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I'm nobody. They just pulled me up on chat.
He's actually one of our OBR members, just joined today.
My name is Ben. I'm the founder of OBR, managing director, and yeah, jack of all trades, but no pun intended.
Killer of Piton and Moderna.
Yeah, killer of Piton and Moderna, and soon to be. I had one other one on my chopping block actually, and I wanted to actually bring that up. This is a big thesis that I have, and I don't think I'm too late to the party yet, but I think I'm late. A lot of stocks are yet to be brought back to Realityville, and I want to capitalize on it. We missed a lot of really good ones, namely Neo, Piton from the beginning, PayPal, Facebook,
Snapchat.
which we hit on that one time, but you know what I mean, like a really long gradual short.
Right, Roku.
I think there's still more to Roku. Roku is a $400-something stock. I think there's more to go, to be quite honest. So that's what I'm looking for. And
Upstart was another one. They had an 81% correction. It was unbelievable. Yeah, I could talk about that for days, Ben. Right, just the idea of how drastically inflated, right, it made just these markets, and it started to get to the point where stuff started to get foggy, right, and you couldn't even tell which equities were kind of hyperinflated and which ones weren't. Because obviously, if we go look at some other equities, right, like Apple, for example, I mean, they've held their own relatively well during this big mess of like this kind of correction that we've been in. And while other equities, obviously Apple's the number one, but a lot of equities, man, they're experiencing 60, 70, 80% corrections, right? So it's like, how low can these things go, and like what's their equilibrium? What are they actually worth? It's like it's very tough to tell at this point in time. I think that's kind of exactly what you were just saying.
It's funny too because even some of these people or some of these companies have actually gone back, if not lower than IPO price, which I just found like kind of funny to look at.
It's madness. It's madness. It's really exposing the people, or not the people, but the companies that got hyperinflated from this all this madness that we saw in 2020 So I suppose it's a good thing, in the long term, right? The
How
stuff
can
is
you
kind of
forget
coming
about
back down.
Palantir, man? Palantir was
Palantir.
Palantir.
I mean, take a look at Roblox, right? Roblox is at all-time lows, like challenging all-time lows right now. That's another one, right? I mean, we saw Roblox at one time trading for $141, and now it's $54 per share. It just had its earnings recently, and it's down 26% on the day.
Wow. Well, they did have earnings yesterday.
Right. They did have earnings, but it's still, it's kind of just feeding the fire, right? From all-time highs, I believe, Roblox is currently down 62%, 61%. So pretty drastic, and that happened in a rather short period of time. Let's see exactly.
What a move down from Microsoft this morning.
Yep, Microsoft has been another one that looks rather weak.
On a similar note, I do kind of remember the one that was on my chopping block next, and this is a little bit of a hot topic. I don't like to short mega caps at all, but I do think Facebook is going to, if not sub $200 a share, and I think
so.
Capitalize on.
What's your? Do you have a technical basis for this, or do you have a fundamental basis? Like, I mean, I'm relatively bearish on Facebook too, but I guess we are approaching that $200 price target soon. It's right around the corner. Jeez, Facebook's at 214 right now. Yikes. But yeah, I could definitely see it coming lower. What's your reasoning for that, Ben? Why do you think it's coming lower?
I'm just trading based off the volume. There's no buyers until we get to, let's say, I would say at 200 is where we'll see the buyers, but once we slip under that, it's kind of, the coast is pretty clear. We don't have too many buyers propping us up there. And just not to mention, this reminds me, you know what this reminds me of? And I don't want to do apples to oranges, but it reminds me of a Snap, where they got to this cliff and we got brought back to reality, but there's still more to go. Like if the buyers were really out there, I think we would have seen already a huge green day out of Facebook. We had to see it, so I'm still sided with the bears on this one.
Yeah. I side with you. I'm not necessarily the biggest Facebook bull at the moment, unfortunately.
Technically speaking, you could say it's oversold. You could definitely argue that.
Sure.
Tesla.
Facebook's currently down. Well, Facebook's down roughly 44, 45% from all-time highs. So it has experienced a pretty drastic correction. SPY challenging its recent resistance at around 443.10, 443.11, 12, around that.
Tesla's got an interesting
range.
chart as well. If you want to take a look at that.
Yeah, let's go over and take a look at Tesla. Absolutely.
By the way, guys, keep an eye on 31.5s for Piton. Look for a break of low of day. That's what I'm keeping an eye on.
SPY. What is it gonna do?
The gamma is good. Deltas are good. This could be a good in and out.
I'm seeing that Tesla support you were eyeing out, Logan. That looks like a viable trade opportunity to the downside, especially if we do end up confidently getting below that support level.
Yeah.
Around, what do you have it, around 903, roughly?
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
You guys playing around with Tesla? I'm so
Yeah, we're
scared.
just taking a look at
We
it.
do. We dabble here and there. Yeah, 902,
Tesla.
903, just about.
903. Yep.
I told you guys they fucked me last week, big time.
Tesla.
I got IV crushed. That hasn't happened in such a long time, and then that's when I broke my rule. I swung calls when the VIX was over 20.
There you go. Piton making its move for you, Ben.
Yeah, dude.
Wow, look at this thing go.
This could come back down to 31 end of day. I think 30.5 is when we'll see buyers flood in big time. If they want to 30.5, anything under, we could see a full retracement of this artificial ass pump that it had.
Yeah, this thing has been crazy. If you just bought puts anywhere from that pump afterwards and just held them, you made money.
You made money. Yeah.
But only if you had a month out. Because, dude, this is what I've been doing the last 2 weeks, and this is something that I definitely would suggest for other people is, like, I'll look at Greeks or IB or whatever of stuff I'm not even trading, and I'll just follow it throughout the week. Just to, like, get personality. It's almost like, you know how you know personality of stocks?
Yeah.
Getting a personality of, like, the options chain in a way. And, dude, yesterday was an IV and theta disaster on Piton, like disaster. Look at those. Look at yesterday's movement on Piton. That was an absolute disaster for anybody that didn't want to get hit by theta. But this thing needs to make sharp moves. That's how you make money on these hyper growth drawdowns. Because when they're stagnating like this, unless you got month outs, 2 months outs, etc. Your theta is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt bad.
We got somebody in chat saying Mike's work on the dev team has been outstanding.
Is that Mike's brother?
I'm not sure. It's someone by the name of Connor Higgins.
All right, we'll be looking for a break here of SPY at around 443.10, 443.15, or actually it could go up to 443.20 considering that wick on smaller time frames. We'll have to see. But SPY is setting itself up for a move to the upside right now.
It appears to be that way, but I'm also just not sold yet.
No, I'm not sold either. I don't necessarily think that you should be taking any trades right now, especially with all this, possible data or news coming out right within the next 40 minutes. But from a technical standpoint, we are challenging some pretty significant resistance right now, and if that manages to break, we could definitely go back up to the range that we were in earlier today, at around 443.50 or so. And then who knows, that could lead to an even higher move, later in the day.
I wonder if we are going to get early interest rate hikes.
Well, there's only a few people that actually know the question to that.
Powell
or
plays.
The answer to that. Yeah, the answer to
Powell plays. Yo, can we sign him on?
We were talking about that. We need to get Powell on here.
Side note, you know what I'm bullish on? And we've spoken about this a lot.
What?
Micron technology.
Oh, you're right.
MU.
Yeah. I actually tried to go today in the AM. It tried to make that, high of day break that it was supposed to make over yesterday's high. And then markets just, held it back. It could be worthy for a short now, to be quite honest with you, but I'm still fairly bullish if the markets hold on it.
We are at very significant resistance right now on Micron.
Yeah.
That being said, this could be the time that we break it,
Yeah. Yeah, SPY willing, man. That's every major movement that SPY has been making, it's just been mimicking everything. There hasn't been too many outliers out there.
Eton's coming back up to that resistance, man. If it comes back up there, I might flirt with an entry. We'll have to see. Logan, it wouldn't be a bad idea maybe to check out Bitcoin, maybe see what's going on over in that world for a little bit. I know we were talking earlier that it was looking quite boring, but maybe there's something fun over there right now. Who knows?
Cryptoville.
Can you hear me, Logan?
Yeah, this just looks very, very easy to me.
So when you say easy, what do you...
I'm reading it in terms of an
suggesting?
Elliott wave framework.
Okay.
It's very, very easy to read in my mind. This thing is following exactly how we thought it would. still, like it's. I think after it was funny because I remember I called you and I was like, I redid the entire chart and it makes sense, and
yeah, it's like a big puzzle,
right?
Yeah.
And it really does make sense now. Bitcoin
okay, wonderful.
Yeah, Bitcoin is in a very clear 5-wave move to the upside from its low that we had here, which was a Fibonacci extension from our prior corrective move that we formed. And we got down to that 33,378 level, bounced off of there, started our 5-wave move to the upside, and now we are starting wave 5 of wave 1. So this count that you see right here is a wave 1 in a higher time frame wave 5, meaning that we're going to expect prices to move much higher from here. But it's definitely moving very, very nicely for us. So
yeah, absolutely. And if you zoom in
Mara swings?
smaller time, yeah, if you zoom in on smaller time frames on Bitcoin, such as the 5-minute, you can actually see we've been battling some pretty significant resistance around the higher end of the $43,000 range. And today, if that's able to break above, there might be some serious opportunity not only in cryptocurrency but also in crypto-related equities such as Coinbase, Mara, Marathon, Digital Holdings, Riot, right?
If we break this level, I'll swing Mara calls if we break this level.
Yeah, Hut, right? A bunch of them. Done a ton of different micro strategies. Another one, GBTC, Squarespace, right? There's a lot of equities that kind of revolve around the general volatility or reflect the general volatility of Bitcoin, which can present some great opportunities in the stock market. And I've been very successful in doing that. In the past, I know Logan has as well. Some of the favorites, obviously, everybody likes to play Riot. Riot is an awesome trade. So is Mara.
Seems like Mara's actually getting a lot of the spotlight now.
Yeah, it sure seems like that.
Yeah,
Riot's a classic.
I have my alert set on Bitcoin. This is pretty good. I like this.
Yeah, this is nice. Yep.
I haven't played BitMiners in a long time, to be honest, and that's exactly why you guys said, because it's just been boring, man. I like to play them when they're naughty, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
Anytime
definitely.
Anytime markets go through some kind of correction, you kind of see that retail hype die down, and everyone kind of stops talking about the space, and it gets less exciting. But in fact, those are some of the best times to buy and to kind of find opportunity in these markets. So though it isn't fun, I'm sure it will get fun sooner rather than later. We'll have to see though. I think 2022 is going to be a great year for cryptocurrency.
Right. And hey, pick up those leaps while they're cheap if you are convicted, because that's the problem that a lot of people do, and I'll this applies to a lot of different things, but Riot or Mara or whatever, they'll go 20, 40, 50%. And then people all of a sudden get this idea in their heads of like, oh yeah, I'm going to enter like a year out. It's like, even if they're out the money leaps, your IV is already 100% higher than what you could have bought it for when the thing was dwelling.
Right.
And if it goes down, you're just going to get hurt by your delta, which is going to keep hurting your contract. Theta might not impact you, but regardless, this is something that I've seen happen to a lot of people. So, don't rush into those leaps when the thing's already up 50, 60%, because it could
absolutely. And could Bitcoin come lower from here, right? Yeah, Bitcoin could obviously. I mean, there's wave counts that we've looked at that are still somewhat viable that could bring Bitcoin all the way down under 30K, right? And that's still 100% on the table. So, but there's nothing. That's why we encourage people, especially if you're buying like crypto-related equity or cryptocurrency in general, right? And you have conviction. Dollar cost averaging is huge, right? Not buying all your coins at one time, right? Kind of just going in, right, slowly but surely, putting in money here and there, and really getting a good average cost. That's gonna really benefit you in the long term. But if you are playing options related to like pertaining to what Ben just said, absolutely, you want to make sure that you get in at the right times. If you don't, right, options are going to be a little bit, they're not going to be very nice to you.
Yeah, or get a longer expiration, like Ben also said.
Yes.
Yeah. Bitcoin looks great, though. Looks great.
Does it make me a seasoned crypto investor if I didn't freak out about Bitcoin being at like 30K? Because I really could not have given less of a shit, to be honest. And everybody was freaking out.
Well, it depends on what your stake in the game is. People that freak out usually are over leveraged in their investments and don't know much about their investments, and that's why they freak out.
And if this guy doesn't own Nano and isn't freaking out, then maybe he just isn't in the game enough.
Maybe I'm not in the game.
It's easy to not care when you don't own any. You're like, oh yeah, hey. I'm going. I don't know, Ben. Do you own any Bitcoin? You don't have to answer the question, but I don't know if you do.
Right now my portfolio is it's actually 50-50. It's Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let me pull it up.
Nice.
Simple guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna block out the number, even though I will show you. This is how my chart looks like.
That's Bitcoin's chart, man.
That's literally Bitcoin's chart. So this is what my portfolio is. But yeah, that's all I have. Really, I had what did I have? I had
That's a pretty good growth curve.
What was that?
That was a pretty nice equity curve that you had.
Oh yeah, right now. I think I'm up 800% since I opened my crypto portfolio. So I don't really have anything to do. That's part of it. Is that if it goes to zero, okay. If it stays where it's at, I'm also fine with that. So
we are seeing some analysts over at OBR Investing hopping the short side of things here. Very interesting.
ooh,
I personally cannot look because of the stream. Do you mind telling me what we're seeing here?
Yep, you see an SPXW put, and we'll say it on YouTube if the viewers, if our loyal 8 viewers here can get a free bone, perhaps. SPXW put February 16th, 2022, 4390 puts. 4390 put February 16th for SPXW.
Interesting.
it's the perfect storm every single time, right? Because if all these stocks where they're at right now break these levels, then these volume shelves are invalidated and buyers are gone. But if FOMC does exactly what it does and either goes one way or the other and it goes up, then that means those volume shelves are validated for the meantime. So perfect storm per usual. Put on the show, Jerome.
It seems as though it's the perfect storm for either direction, right?
It really does.
It's
it really does.
You're right, yeah. Unfortunately, and that's the sad reality of things. I mean, Logan, can there really be truly any certainty with this, right? Even if somebody says they know what's going to happen,
No.
we really don't.
No. Yeah,
right?
no, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah.
There's
It's
anybody who says that they can determine an FOMC meeting ahead of time either has insider information and is breaking the law or is lying.
It's less of a gamble the more you know. And we didn't know shit about this.
Right.
So
That's why we're not in. I'm curious as to why that analyst got in with a FOMC. Maybe he's making a play for FOMC.
Yeah, like an FOMC lotto, right?
always got tricks up his sleeve.
It's not Friday yet.
It's almost like he said the word lotto.
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday lottos.
Hey, but if anybody does have any questions, right, go ahead and throw them in the YouTube little comment section on the side. We are watching the stream right now, so we'll be able to read that. Obviously, if not, we're just going to keep on joshing around and having a good time on here.
Ben, just to let you know, it is 1:30. I know you said you had a call at this time.
Oh, that is right. Thank you for reminding me. All right. I will be back soon.
Cool.
Take it easy, Ben. Thanks for stopping by. And then there was 2.
And then there was 2.
So, will this format automatically correct itself?
You'll see in a second. It won't, but I'm fixing it.
Okay.
It's like nothing ever happened.
Yep. I'm watching it live.
Piton making a move lower.
Piton is making a move lower. Yes. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for the. I'm on the Piton bear wave. We'll ride it.
It's just very evident, so it wouldn't make sense not to.
Right. Bitcoin's making a move here on smaller time frames. If we're able to get above that, could provide that opportunity that I was talking about in crypto-related equities here. We'll have to see. Although we are seeing Mara and Riot, a few different crypto equities starting to make some fairly aggressive moves to the downside. So we are seeing a divergence right now, which is
very interesting.
Very interesting divergence. Typically, you don't see that, but I guess if the S&P 500, can have a way of taking control of things. So
I think we're going to see some aggressive moves very, very shortly.
Yeah, absolutely.
The question is, do we want to be a part of them?
Well, I think that you can make that decision, and I think that there will be obviously winners and losers, but it's just so unclear. It's giving me that sense of gambling, right? And typically, whenever you get that feeling, you don't want to enter. But I will say, if I had to make a play right now, I would probably be short on the market.
I would say the same.
From a day trade perspective. And I guess a macro technical perspective, I have a hard time seeing SPY come higher right now, though it absolutely could, right? Could FOMC, could some sort of news or some sort of word that they say or come up with, could it bring SPY back up to 445 to fill that gap? Absolutely, right? And that's 100% on the table. That's why we're probably not looking to play something like this right now, right? The opportunity in the market was earlier today when we saw that sharp downside move from SPY from around 443 to 441, 442, right? It was roughly a 1-point move, and that was a big opportunity in the market. But other than that, man, it's just a complete chop, and we're seeing a lot of uncertainty. Big divergence in Bitcoin right now. We're seeing Bitcoin rise while the S&P 500 is having a hard time. It'll be interesting to see how Bitcoin reacts to volatility in the market.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about it. Like, I don't know what they would say that would make the market move, but maybe that's exactly what will happen then. Move to the upside, I mean.
Right. Well, no bad news is good news. That's kind of how I think it would work. Right. They have a smooth sailing meeting, and they.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing they would say is. Yeah, that's the only thing they would say, that there's nothing to announce.
Right, and that's usually a recipe for people to be bullish.
Yeah.
So you have to remember, the default mood is bullish, always, in every market. That's why the S&P 500, if you go look at like a 2-month chart, right, where every candle represents 2 months, you can look at 150 years of data. What does the chart do? It only goes up, right, over time.
Goes up.
People will only be bearish if they have reasons to be bearish. If there's nothing going on and it's ordinary time, markets will climb. Yeah. Logan, are you looking at anything specific from a technical standpoint right now on smaller time frames for SPY? Anything to note, maybe?
For SPY? I'm looking at this support line we just broke, and we're actually holding that now. We still obviously have the support zone from 442.65 to around 442.33, and it's very prominent on the 15-minute chart, because that's where we left our wick, where we thought we were going to plummet for the rest of the day, but very, very quickly got eaten back up. So I'm looking just at those levels. There is a resistance line we broke above, but it's pretty steep, and I'm not sure if it has actually any confirmation yet, except for the 2 touches we had to it. So I'm not saying that is the most prevalent thing right now. I think right now we are still bearish due to the fact that we're holding beneath this support that we had here from 443.65 to 443.25. That's where we got faked out this morning. And as long as we stay beneath that resistance, I still think that we're going to come lower.
Yeah, that's such a large resistance, right? And we saw that today. Even though we did see a pretty good prominent fake out, it did not like that level, man. It looked optimistic for a short period of time, but it quickly went down. And now we're surely enough maybe going back up to retest it. But I'm not terribly optimistic that we'll break above it. But like I said, could SPY go gap fill up to 445? Sure.
SPY can do a whole lot of things right now, and that's why it's really annoying to be trading in this market, because it really can do anything. We think we get a clear direction. We thought we had it right here when we almost broke back above, got shot back down. We thought we got it right here when we got this strong bearish candle to the downside, got eaten right back up. So it's annoying to trade in these markets, to say the least, but being able to objectively view the market is definitely the best thing to do at any time. So just maintaining this outlook where we need to see one of these 2 levels broken before we can really make a decision.
We're seeing Bitcoin push against this resistance right here. Could be a big moment. We'll see what happens.
Oh, my alert didn't go off.
It should right here in a few seconds. Was your alert at the wick?
Yeah, it hit my alert. I just didn't get a notification.
Okay. We're not really getting any moves from crypto-related equities yet. Specifically looking at Mara.
Yeah, I'm looking to get into some swing trades as soon as this FOMC cloud moves.
Oh, wow. Very strong push from Bitcoin. Very, very strong.
Wow. Here it goes.
Not any movement over on the crypto side of the stock market yet, though, which I find to be very interesting. I think I might hop in here, though.
Before FOMC.
Yeah.
Oh.
I may. I want to see some technical confirmation from Mara. Which we're not necessarily getting yet. And I do see a falling wedge here on Mara on the 3-minute chart, which you might be able to view yourself.
I see it. For sure.
Bitcoin with a very impulsive move, breaking that that resistance. You know, that's a recipe to definitely go higher from here.
Yeah, I like
So
Bitcoin a lot.
I will be looking at Mara. Riot is in the same position. Assuming we would see similar things across all crypto-related equities, Coinbase looks ready to go. A lot of crypto equities look like they're participating in a falling wedge right now. I think we might be getting a move to the upside from Mara.
Yeah, I quite like Riot too, actually. Yeah, I am going to wait, just because it's what my instincts tell me to do for news. I'm going to wait until this news goes away.
Yep.
Look at those Moderna puts. Look at these calls. Piton battling that support.
SPY looking like it wants to come lower here.
Yeah, I really do think SPY comes lower.
We got 20 minutes until the minutes.
Until Daddy Powell speaks.
Yeah, Bitcoin looks good, man. Bitcoin looks good. 5-minute close. Very nice.
Here comes SPY.
Wow.
Here it comes.
Wow. Bitcoin's trying to hold that support level, which it may successfully do. We'll have to see. Wow, if SPY makes a low of day from here, that'd be quite impressive. That would be a big move.
Cool. Well, we've been streaming for about 40 minutes now. I think we're going to wrap it up here unless you have any last closing comments, my friend.
I could sit here all day, man. I mean, I think that we're about to see a lot of volatility here in the market in the next 20 to 30 minutes, and I think it's going to be interesting. That could provide a lot of opportunity to people. So,
yeah.
You know, I would definitely keep an eye out for that. Bitcoin looks great right now. The S&P 500 looks honestly good for some opportunity. Perhaps to the downside, perhaps to the upside. It's still unclear, right, the direction that we're going to pick once this stupid event gets over. Right? I call it an event. But, yeah, you know, it was a good time while we're here. We'll definitely do more of these.
Definitely do more of these. You guys can expect us to do more of these on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Yeah, but...
And these get saved, right?
These do get saved. Yeah, everybody will be able to play back this video at any time. And just so everybody knows, for anybody that's stuck around till the end, what we're looking at right now, if you're watching this live, is SPY, either a break of this level on the 15-minute chart at 442.30 or a break above 443.65. We're looking at Moderna moving lower. We're looking at Bitcoin moving higher and crypto-related equities moving higher. So on that note, have a great day. Let's see how these FOMC meeting minutes come out.